Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry I have been MIA, but then again, you know, life happens. So I had a good month, but still I felt like I didn't at the same time. I don't know, I guess like I kind of lost like a little bit of my reading mojo. But let's get into my July wrap up. So in the month of July, your girl read 11 freaking books. To start off the month of July, I read Pride by E.B. Zobi. I probably butchered that, but you know what, how your girl do, she always butchering names. Oh my god.
That you want.
I don't know what's going on with me, but yes, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. If your girl absolutely loves the Pride and Prejudice movie, and so when I find out that this is like basically a retelling, I fell in love. And basically by chapter 5, I want to say, like, I really loved it. I loved how it was modernized. I love the character development she goes through. I love how she comes to the realization that growth is best and that she does not need to shelter herself. And I think this retelling was so beautiful. And if you have not watched or read the first Pride and Prejudice, then you should do so that you can come back and read this retelling, because Pride, this is definitely in my top 2019 reads list. Like, I already have a couple, I think I only have 3 for this year right now, and this being number 3, and I am in love with this book. Second book that I finished was Baby Teeth by I feel like her name is Zolja Stage. Y'all, this book, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because for some reason I like creepy stories like this. If you do not know what Baby Teeth is about, it is about a young girl who is infatuated with her dad basically, and throughout the whole book she plans to kill her mama so her and her daddy can basically have a good relationship together without the mama. But she low-key also plans to marry her daddy. Yeah, it was good, but you know, I think it was like severely creepy at the same time, and it wasn't a bad listen because I listened to this on audiobook, but it's still on a creepy scale. I'm going to put it at a whole 10 because, yeah, if you like psychological, like mind testing things, I'm definitely going to say read Baby Teeth. My next book that I read, or listened to, this is just an audiobook month, listened to, was The Kissing Booth. The reason why I decided to listen to this book was because I am starting to realize that a majority of the famous movies or really liked movies that are coming out through Netflix, the books might be completely different than what's being portrayed in the movies. So I decided to go ahead and read it, or listen to it. And I'm really glad that I did, because I actually really enjoyed listening to the audiobook, and it was completely different than the book. The movie was completely different than the book. And to be honest, usually I'm a stickler for book to movie adaptations, but for some reason I am not mad at how this book was portrayed. I think they did a very good job on condensing the book into the movie that's on Netflix, and they did it in a really good way. Another audiobook that I decided to listen to this month was All American Girl by Megan Cabot, and this is a reread for your girl. But this book, All American Girl, is about a girl in Washington DC who actually saves the president's life from being shot by a gunman, and she ends up dating the president's son. It's a nice book because I love female strong characters with good character development. They learn from their mistakes. It's only a couple books that I have actually read involving like the president from a female point of view, so that's why I really enjoyed this book and I decided to reread it. Next, I've read Intercepted by Alexa Martin. This book, I thought it was going to be really weird for me to get into this book because of how it started off. I wasn't really expecting the main character to end up breaking up with her current fiance, but she does, and space is about to run out of my card, but it's okay because I'm about to finish this book. But yes, I really enjoyed listening to this audio. I loved how she falls in love. She actually breaks up with the guy she falls in love with again because like being in the spotlight and media gets too much for her. It was very realistic, especially in this point in time frame when social media and being with superstars is possibly common, and your life can basically be ruined by being involved with someone of a hiatus. So that's what I really liked about the book. I really enjoyed how she actually pulled back and tried to find herself at the end of the book before she tried to officially give all of herself into the relationship where they end up officially getting married. And I thought it was so sweet and magical and lovey-dovey. Long story short, if you are into interracial love, wonderful character development, perfect, realistic and relatable characters, I would highly recommend this book because this is one book to where I didn't like question that this was so fake, like this would never really happen. Like this whole book was actually pretty relatable. And for my next book that I finished was The Silent Wife by A.S.A. Harrison. This book was, you know, basic. It wasn't nothing like spectacular, but I also feel like this is another relatable read because there are some women who really live their lives like this. This is a book about a woman who knows that her husband goes out and cheats, and her husband ends up getting their mutual friend's daughter pregnant. And so he's planning on leaving his wife for the mutual friend's daughter. And the wife, she ends up basically losing everything because they never officially got married. Whatever, they're like in Illinois, and so I guess they don't have a common law marriage there. But baby girl, you messed up because you ain't gonna be with no man cooking and cleaning for almost going 20 years and not be married, sis, even though your name on that will. But bro, in this day and age, you gotta get that extra protection. Hey baby. But yeah, this whole scenario, it's realistic because I believe some women have gone through this. But bro, she really couldn't even do anything because she didn't want to officially be married. So all his assets and stuff like that he got while they were married, she was not entitled to them. And meanwhile, this man, he is a very influential investor and he is good at what he does. Lady, you were tripping. And then so she hires a hitman for the guy because before he was officially due to be married, she was still on his will. So she gets the man killed and she gets her so-called friend to help, and she gives the friend the money. But then the friend ups and disappears and dips with her money, and come to find out their mutual friend, the guy whose daughter got impregnated, actually ends up killing him and hiring somebody to do it. Like, that was a cute little plot twist or whatever, but you know, it's not no Tiffany D. Jackson plot twist. The Wedding Date by Jasminereadsaboutit. You guys, this was another one that I really enjoyed because one, the main character is a black woman, representation up in here, and then plus it is another beautiful interracial story. And what I really liked about this is that the main character, she can hold her own. She's basically an independent woman, but she's still looking for love as well. And I love books like that because in this day and age, a lot of women are highly independent, but they are still interested in looking for love. And this book totally portrays that. It portrays trying to find trust in someone again, trying to give yourself away to like another person, like emotionally and physically. And I don't know, I just really enjoyed this author's writing style. She has other books and I think she just had a new one to come out. I am pretty sure I'm going to continue reading from this author because I really enjoyed the message that she was trying to bring, and it was something different. Like, the situations that she talks about in this book, I never really thought they were like a real thing. But yeah, I definitely gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Moving on, I read this book called When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandia Mignon. Name butcher number 3000. This book was really, I really enjoyed this book. I don't know, it's books that have different cultures in them. I really enjoy because it's letting me see more into the culture from people who experience it from their point of view, so I know how they're feeling. I'm very empathetic and I have the ability to understand and feel what the character is feeling when I'm reading from their point of view. And in this book, I love how it is so modern because a lot of us know and understand that arranged marriages do happen a lot in the Middle East. And in this one, it is very modern because this girl, she just doesn't want to be a part of her Middle Eastern culture, and I completely can understand that because what she talks about in the book is that yes, she is Indian, but she's Indian American, and she is trying to fit into the mold of Indian American where she's comfortable with, because she is not completely comfortable with the whole complete Indian culture and being a part of that because she didn't grow up there and grow up around that. Compared to her, the other main character, Rishi, he absolutely loves the Indian culture and what it represents, and he's perfectly fine with arranged marriages because he's okay with the culture. And it's so nice because they both, the two characters, Dimple is the female one and Rishi is the male, they both learn how to basically be Indian Americans and how they can make it work. And it was just a positive story, to be honest. Like, throughout it was positive because it's so simple but complex, and I absolutely love it. And if you know what dance scene video they actually recreate in the book, can you leave it down below and let me know, because I want to see it for myself, what they reenacted. Moving on, I started a new series called Dr. O.B. by Max Monroe, and I got this recommendation from Peace Love Books, a set of doctors who are on a TV show about specialty doctors, and a camera crew follows them around, but they don't see the doctors. They see this particular doctor, Dr. O.B. for OBGYN, in a very frisky light. And so him and another character, a female, she basically, I just had a female empowering month because the female main character, she just got out of a long relationship, and throughout the book we are seeing her try to deal with and cope with trying to do stuff for herself and finding her feet and wanting to do stuff that makes her happy career-wise. And it was very positive because sometimes in this society, a lot of people view women as in a positive light for their husband as acceptable, instead of supporting a female who is ready and willing to do stuff for themselves. And I feel like as a society we still have to make progress towards that. But in this book, it was really good to see a female really take charge of what she wants to do and how she wants to pursue her career, because she ends up having the opportunity to have her own clinic for underprivileged women in New York City. And I think that was absolutely beautiful, because it is common cases of women who can't afford health care and they go without going to the doctor their whole 9 months. And that's really crazy, because you don't know what could be happening on the inside. So I really like this book, and I'm going to continue reading and listening to the books of the other specialty doctors. I think there's an ER one, there's a neurosurgeon one, if you're into like adult romances. And I was really surprised because at some points in the book, like, I could tell this was written by a male, but in other points I really couldn't tell. So I really enjoyed this, because I usually don't like books that are written by a male that have sexual content. And last but not least, I finished City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, because I am rereading the whole series, and it is as good as I remember it to be. I'm kind of curious on, oh yeah, City of Ashes, this is when Simon turns into a vampire and he almost dies. This one was really good. I thought I was going to be talking about City of Glass because I finished the City of Glass. But yeah, point blank period for City of Glass and for City of Ashes. I just need to know realistically how this series is going to continue, because Valentine is dead. Like, I've seen the synopsis for the back of City of Heavenly Fire, but in all realistically, like, is it going to make sense to continue this series with like 7 whole books? So we will see next time what my thoughts of. But yeah, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up because my battery is about to die and I got to get ready to go to an appointment. But follow me on social media at jasminereadsaboutit and Jasmine Reads It for my Twitter and Insta. And if you have any book recommendations that I should look into, drop them down below. Drop it down low. Drop it down, down